Monkrofo koye Ablekuma North omo video nipa glaring almost sell electoral commission papers Osha Kpandai enkofo NDC atade omo te pick up echi eko collation center yes shishe ballot papers yes shishe pin sheet yes say normal then san normal we nyina no electoral commission etimi nya akukudwo bebi wo ha basabasa so yenko regional center yenko collation no obi afa ni agent bra no begina ho ye collation bebi wo na basabasa ba ene man ko ka Ablekuma 3 polling stations ye etimi nye me kapa sa ben ye bra na yura dampare wo ho kan yura dampare enya akukudwo Emma said the police for Ecobo Electoral Commission who buy a country police station.
All right, I will see a quick update. Lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodua, General Secretary Edema MPP Osono Kukuruku Amanyukuno eno. Now unim Urewe a grant interview oni ubi ewo asempa ekusisi dwumadi so. Na utie nsema Urewe kan utimu se baby esre kakra. Because NDC for person muji omu seat ni na omu MPP for the monka hwe ana obi bisa ni say o tese no the aye no say NDC for the all the government machinery could go on maso mbetwa for muso no so omu po mfa nko tise omu abre don be bia say utie Justin Kodua enkam ya ese so ne poyando ene eboso because the questions will be bisano anyhow or see responded to her. Sa to media if you in sa when papa I was here obi any MPP misi obi Justin Kodua any MPP for why a mob papa kufa do hu we no ka se Ghana ya ye mob dodo sa no yo no the party and obi free so amon why mob busia quick one yenko na intin se na emu kire mo meslo so do comment betum na wa like dwumadi na wa share na foforo enye bi ahwe ye koba ye beto hankomo no so ewo fidiem ha ediama yakopo yira na yekoti ensan emfambra
anyway mame fa akunya weso na menchia etiefo ni ahwefo a omutie na omohwe asempa 94.7 na afrene nyankonewe na so mema o afisha apaso biem
afepapa nkometu
na ebedanya miase se wakraye efie bra afrene hyase na wadi abedru sa mpempe so obi afi nipa da ombonku so pa o mem ha she penifoti tro ma frimo o mem ha na nyame adom na afi ne konewe yensi na me die betwa ti waseda bia ese edi ma nyame ne danase se na yemi ye ne homobro ne donti eda so wati asefo asase so ne nim se afi esa besima bobo ye nyina oban paibon ne se afi senhia biem na ya hia wa ha yesa ebon komane eti for so ehwe no mutie obi wan se ya party no ncheye na ye constitution no a hwe party no edwumadi a ye dinyina no ye koye de bonifen amendment a ye sakrae ewom na to so biem so wan se nyamebo January 31st 2026 and also a presidential primary ebekoso nti I can say activities ECOSWA parties no ECOSWA party no idea is part of the party's reorganization say yebeboa ho na nyameboa 2028 no enkunidate my idea so headquarters there so far bibia said the esekona
in the amended constitution based on resolutions amurichi ye national conference course on me
yes of course Legon almost school park I kushia na 56 motions
sure
ana ye do choir things omugine nyina tumba akopena na yanja ntenu na yahwe constitution ma ye dia hihye ebu ha no mebu ye feel constitution and no mebu so a ye dia ka constitution said they wonim say constitution is a living document the tembia no say wu pa wunyi no now some constitutions also to reflect times no and also future issues
sure it is mapa hontoma and officially that is the NPP's constitution now
yes amended constitution
yes, oh okay that's interesting and ma but as a party generally Mumbotoi might recover from the elections in 2024
oh yes
what you mean
obi sebi onoma hwegu a untimi entrance enkase otifa a onoma hwegu na de bia utwa adwado edimina.
Yes.
There is one political historian and a political activist be our America.
Yes.
A friend no Helen Keller.
Okay.
Okasembi was say development can only be achieved through experiences of trials and suffering. And it is through these trials and suffering that the soul is strengthened, that vision is cleared, ambition are inspired, and success achieved. So we the buy a customer. The way Kabisi say, "Same punto beba abrabum na nipa obetima kanya." And social dokum. Eno esha wodin. Eno ema ultimate transe ehu se normal ba ku meni bi wo ha meye anye yi ti ma mesesa no. Ema wo stimi di enusade hu bi si woni so. Ema wo achieve na so dru bosha asase no so. And the question say MPP as a political party, just like any other party, be every election that you always be certain times about great heights,
yes,
and also certain times about low levels. Until to about uncle party nationality, initially accusations, counter accusations, we be ascribed reasons you lose you win a year. I'm yet to be the Komoko Ghana Fanena. You normal dom report by you shall report him. Oh, normal baby a toasting. And to back in one of my earlier interviews with you, but I studio so a patch of class said, say, Empo, no maybe you are Bemu, yeah, ye. So my penny that cried to an amobia in a bed the tree party in penny for a baswire for party for Ghana for fine chair. Na ye nipa at least no maybe I need you your lessons from my your queer no me but to no man. Tia no de guswa for the first time. Na e been said that said ye Kodua ba ye beka say ye two presidential primary first na say koyi Frank Atuni and sakra na ye ba be ye internal elections. And no cry show say Lucy 2024 anya party ni there. And your quiet fast to lose 20 near say it me taking some decisive action be a MMA party for now MMA yas you who say ye near brace no my course anya identity to your number you need me aba me kai pass say a bra neck national council taking decision say ye two presidential primaries and edi kind of
yes
and one super amount for super ye na bi ntiase ye na bi di atem ye who be that dinner secretary dey no ye but ene em de say nipa dodo mo MPP nya no atiase adukonti a ye to
na e was amoto no
first presidential primaries no entem na itime boabo ho tem asakwa ne aba ye other officers elections no kwa anya me boa January 31st e betimi asaye then we ye nufu a na constitution so here every say as chief executive officer of the party no say be na me twen kase ye te abedokwa makohwa de kunti lusu wi ansa na me asoma tenase aye me amopos motor analysis ye people constitution in fact me kwa de me share ye party no ye nanam ya bakosem if UGCC ye form 4th August 1947 by ye I call for me alliance be Ghana Congress Party if you ho e ba be Progress Party PFP as never be do MPP
yes.
There have been some missing link do your party no e dey obo ho and to be a what kind books are e be a prophet do boy e tro ye JB dan kwa mo tro me am na kentinka don ko for mo e tro ya MPP has always struggled when it comes to propaganda and lies. See, you can't asama to party no so. You na nam pension ya UGC pension ya. Omoko 51 elections and some na CPP for Kato MPP UGC in penny for so. Now how they were struggling to even answer those propaganda and lies. Did more about Progress Party or share a quiet for so you win even 2000 elections now 2008. Propaganda course yes you are for or my Ghana gold nyina e ma fake bank accounts be cry about things and accounts you e tonkofo trim Enti that election man nkofo kwa adwe anhwe irakophobia free maternal care or the buy national health insurance or the buy Ghana for the to abamend this after 8 years 2016 Sabeyadum here 2024 election history repeated itself again. Etikroma NDC campaign message no man guarantee ho asem to the point says civil society near asofo for nkofo nyina gigina mu na guarantee ekoso yehu bi da ba obi na obusan ho say na guarantee no etisen empo de to MPP apenso aginsem LGBTQ ho asem the NDC for ka MPP for ni ye pemema ni member da ema ni mada ho asem omo ba acha 1 month 2 months ombe ni nyina fro akosise cathedral national cathedral asoye ya babesi dan ya babesi ebobo ampaye je ho sem bebre enti ye transe o kan we nyina ho se no se na me ya adoma ye totu ye no mayi a Ghana for be fie be sa bebi na aya man yosem de who open it e breakthrough na ota akunya so a beto be sa be kan sem si ato enti be a constitution that pay so much detailed attention by a party in the communication. And I'm very proud say and no more year 2 after your communication I revive your communication outlook and no me be fast way be no me bu amintimenta of video so nka but at least I'm happy say no me bu ha ya capture no your constitution then
it is a elective position on
yes
the national
communication they have twaba from national ebesia constituency if I go police station ya so ntini na
omo deputies ne be appointee
ebeto swaba
mo beto deputies ne so for communication okay
so nti abe electable position enye no kwa bibi ka ho but eno no se the make am say o to aba ne de o yi nipa
okay
but say when strong and resilient foundation structure about boss nipa ho ban a na disjointed communication asema wo kasi wo so kasi but ya share sa no man in your constitution. I can tell you say going forward no, we are going to have a very strong resilient communication aspect for the party. We here ni fluwa ade ba ko say di enya 2024 elections no e dey boni friend apart say bi o de ba kasema abembu.
Yes,
we say this election, yes, we give credit to the NDC say omu wini aba no, but say beside NDC nia SM yem hyehyeme e say wo hwe vote a NDC nya 2020 now hwe vote a wo nya 2024 endru 200,000 but wo hwe vote a MPP nya 2020 now they compare 2024 it votes was almost close to 2 million. It tells you something say adene see ya enkrofo mo to aba mawo oman koto aba no but oman koto aba no oman san kwa koto ama opponent it means say omo pewasem omo power party no na mo no mabia koso a omani anje ho wana mo bia otu ye anyo mo de na mo so makoto aba ma NDC de na ometene fiada omo koto and they say yetotu ye no mayi na ade property ntia ama ye crowfa nkoto aba ebufo bae no mabia ya nyi yi no obi se etime tintin ni na wi a 2028 election will be a very interesting elections.
2028 we are
2020 election say normal American yet to two normal ma say be call found to about vote in 2020 and 2024 2020 it will be a very interesting elections. Oh yeah, nufra tin American say one aspect of our party here has to do with internal party structure and arrangement. Obina imagine so be a constituency officer 92 sabe na mo din nipa kwentimi nyi o manim so me MPP sabe na sabe nkofo ton mo japade ebe som party no ni abem nkofo bre edi eche ebi 96 ebi 2000 saa dia bepem 2020-2024 oma be former executives se party ni kuhia se yeyi kandifo a obegina party na name se mrahye bedwani na se yeyi kandifo a obedi party na to frank ama party na sankofo no omonka ho bi. So it became an issue say obey former executive for party no we na say be imagine say we be a kro bi a obi anu say asem kan obi and the MPP penny or pillar ho na next time you koto aba obi na MPP for koto aba na wo de won kan obi there be o you say dey yi mefrim ete no kwa bu abem okofie kwas party amabre kwa say ye bibia ye mfrem ye mfamen kan nti ye trans no na so there be say ye at least obi a wa member of parliament my party they be 2 terms 3 terms 4 terms some are like Chimen Sabos when I was Chimen Sabos a share party na dwuma wa ye or party no near Kodua ba because of one year a
current executive
current MP international ye be say on count some money na ya dia
but I don't know is that situation different from the NDC
me nim NDC for ne dia me MPP dey na make me na there at all
because say the mere fact say we are former executive
yes
na ye Kodua ba na say won tobi na e was ankedi abamubuo ba the nasa situation here the same thing in the NDC why is the NDC not suffering from
you see obi
from that
say opposition but I be so no so opposition dey say ye nyina ye nyina adwuma na ye mbra power nti ho no sa opposition ni position in the entire adwuma any uncofo o ni position in the party a abane buy no munya appointment handy so mo munya appointment no munya na o munya party executive
sure.
But say oti akunya so na wo party na wo ha ade ba ko etima ko opposition e ya party and sa wa hwe no address sa issue na it will come to haunt you then the MPP no can be and a mass abembo nti ahwe then positions bi wo ha e dia be count say persons with disability and no say ade a hia pa nti ene constituency region national na as abeka an officer position within the party ye hwe say be boa masa say bi enwama bi adidam omtutu abani bi nti ye pay special attention no ewom say no ma make your constitution nti we nya say bia secret bi na me ba be adachi obi we find this constitution bo no me home MPP constitution no so ya de a ewo ma ye kan asem ti obi amendment ne de do ma bebre say na me kan be 51 motions ye kwa no ma say hihye na nyina disciplinary committee e kwa fa so say de nkofo ko disciplinary committee ni nyina ya de a ya hwa ya ye ho adwuma nti ogidie say with respect to parties reorganization de ekoso ya sabie ya patriotic institute MPP abakosem ye church ye party for any pan fa so political campaign ni communications ano manya sa patriotic institute school ya
team
yes adwuma na me no kase pilot ni koso a first batch no o master to mo ye train nya ti for the medium and long term there I can say we are on course but if I baby no o ka say me say abembu ho ye call for no and that so bi wo ho etobia metwo na metie enkomo ekwa abonten ene nsema nkofo ka enkanka with respect to presidential prime minister ekosu na o hwe platform so nipa ne bi kasa omo kasa na aye internal elections na ya ye ho ye wo ye ntoma fin wa abonten ne bu e kan se na nya nokre no e hadwen ene de I will concede say enye papa na yes I interest in say obi ye na utunufo no then no be akajes na Dominic we yes won kan wasem no man so ye won kan wasem ento wan hwa be wie no adwem pa crowd bo so be see so betenta de no na nkofo ka se kra we biased enti e ba se party no yete elections committee no na mani ajepa at least party no hihye bia na no mo ebetu elections committee na adwuma enti obi say obi timi ntina be nka say bia national officer na general secretary ene to eno wo ye de ope na so na meboa ni ewie January 31st ese party ni babia ti ase se ya kansi ne koye akansi ye koye so normal minu so when ndi nkunuma onipa no ebedi nkuku na say one we nya belus eno obi odo MPP MPP da na koma so
o say
ogisa results ni tum ansa kwa na akoto aba no
even when nipa ni feel say when justice properly so called in the election
justice no any there
so officer you mean cause so about to ni man ko yama no
obi I can at least be general secretary. There are 2 major elections, internal elections are mashed.
Yes.
And we feed the here what chance Obama baso. And can parliamentary primaries. For the first time, to about parliamentary primaries, yanti de do baby.
Yes.
Emma Okrobu said, "Adabe na moto Saban." Presidential primaries. You agree with me? Say by and large it was successful, except for one incident, BC or Northeaster.
Yes.
Now accusations about one. We no 15 regions in Yano, one Tivasabasa Bia. It is same attitude and same mentality near the court. January 31st. Now, say you election yebetua. Say remember Adeba Kwa, a day remember before ba a album register.
Yes.
Say me a question, and you can say waiting womb, and you will be dear free.
And already some your man be
because of say your person be very transparent. The class or Kasenko be raising issues.
Sure.
Whether genuinely or not, no. At least credit should be given to the elections committee and the party. And they say because we have nothing to hide.
Into Oma BA
to us say Obi provisional register in here. And the Korean farmer, in fact, your Korean be a friend validation. Validation the kawo ya normally internal practice say be electoral commission so no call for yes. Omo clean register no omo wi a ansa na omo de ama political party say monji na msum nkuhwem but this time around yeah sir validation exercise no ye ma aspirant bia so on fan agent
okay
embra constituency embra region ho embra national na ye nyina from onset no any part of the process. Now, so be person this album new year. Kabaka safa oni pabra. Take on what trans ya you go for your elections. Album with me busasa obu studio what na. And I say asman for be complain say your kotoaba album almost sanka album. Now it be a 3 days or 4 days to elections. But this time around about January 31st.
But album
album ha o mama copy say obi an kwatena so wohwem. Say be at times we take comments being be make here. I find it difficult to appreciate where they are coming from. Yeah, the amount say kushim because a human institution.
Yeah. It is a problem you
but trans in that yanka. And don't who say problem boom now but trans really false alarm say obi we are ben obi person we ma nipa ko person obi we ma kodema. O person ye ni ye ntina o se ye nyina ye trans ni ehwe. Yes, it is possible. A human institution. Ebi a general secretary me to office we obi ya de ewo dwabia mehu obi ya de okofo dwa mehu but anything say obi a metras ni nya ye nhwe ni enye ni yi it is a process elections committee no enam so mo yes adwuma no I can assure you say ade e be ma ni pa gina so aka say bi aba no ye chinchin say ye wiam no say ade as much as possible we prevent it so that we have a very clean, fair, and transparent election. And when you hear, na say boy ndim kunim. Na ka say bia person oye patapa asem, oba say oba bra, then obi otie bia be ka say obi de o ye die.
Ebo
apayo. If you say ABC dinya sisi e masa akunya no, obi a wie na de abona ma wagye atum say bibia ho. Then in terms of security, they say elections committee adwuma mo ye nyina no also am Ghana police for na ye adwuma
okay
say be January 31st say me general secretary me nya sa to me ni say me call polling center bi akoma instructions that day general secretary na nya adwuma ho that day no 2 minutes elections committee for ninsa it so be a regional chairman say regional executive constituency chairman constituency executive and yes I na ko nyina ka say me party officer. That day no security Ghana police for there. Elections electoral commission for there.
Electoral commission ne momo
elections committee for omo pere be say adwuma no ho. Enti say no ma nyina ya there because obi minim say ye two abani we have 2 years 11 months to 2028 elections, which in political cycle no is a lot
to mend cracks.
Cracks so any step you more strategize now more try maybe be a bit more boama make me akoso, because I know say we have time and it's a reconciliation in there ebeba and eseba if you say obi anu am gidi say odo MPP pa to opposition beka say me dey but
one thing so nansanya issues kakraba was diaspora votes no?
Yes,
mo final decision den
eno to me no ekudina elections committee for this.
Yes, and they took a decision. Which decision brought about the confusion?
Oh yes, in fact me cry I took them on.
Okay,
because I felt it was wrong.
The timing of the announcement, no.
The time and
the first day made the announcement, no.
And some of at least I'm also a party mate match imagine. But I mean your petitions are and also the elections committee for. But the question elections committee for they also made their point.
Okay.
Say mo de adwuma ma say yenye. Yes, so adwuma na ye paniye. If he say
Asempa FE
ye ma proxy bema ebe say adwuma na ye at least for this presidential primaries any tension no me wom. Still I says I disagree with them because more ye adwuma challenges beba, but at least you should find a way of solving it. But you can back and forth, but committee no were resolved to say any idea omit my proxy to the extent say connect neck you raise here can wasem, but then the position of neck was that so far as a committee no dey about bonting normal now so every no okaka say o sa reverse then maybe agencies you know people may even misconstrue say obinti and amokakoye and amoya favor and nya sa did no same till then committee na ya odi yemane ho sa.
It is the final decision is the party is standing by the decision of the elections committee.
Sanity
said there will be no proxy
sanity
for January 31st.
Yes,
and ya dey na anka mo be defer the National Council to take a decision on
ni we on neck connect everybody a share presidential primaries.
Oh okay,
or a party.
Okay into for omo ewa amanone a omo de your friend is saying petitions by any ade nyina no it's ended.
The committee na can next there so far as elections committee na can akodu neka siege na also there intimin kan
wasa. Yes, very well. But beyond the internal issues and now kase a potential say the abamubo going forward no yenshe externally, do you feel like, because me say this popular refrain on social media say hey how are you make crîéd MPP there by 2028 the na party no egu and omo a kasa assembly base they stand on solid grounds but when say so far NDC it take over the reins of power no yaye elections ba ko Ablekuma North mulusui Ablekuma North na a more traditional seat by mulusui by a relatively wide margin. Akwetia constituency na a seat a kramo mulusui again by a wide margin. Many political watchers believe say should that trend continue Kpandai so na e ade amokwa kolusu, and based on that the people think say the NDC is positioning themselves to completely disintegrate the NP. That is unsure. Na mo intimi answer you. And I'm suma mo MPs ni bimpo aka say oh uba parliament there is a grand agenda to make this country a one-party state and all of that. And I will refer you to a post be a lawyer Samuel Uku eye anopei. Or say there appears to be a deliberate and coordinated attempt to tilt Ghana towards a one-party state and weaken the institutional foundations that keep our nation stable and accountable. President Mahama secured an overwhelming victory in 2024, but electoral goodwill is never permanent. Mr. President, this is the time to protect your legacy not to gamble with it. Those urging you towards altering constitutional limits or entertaining ideas of extended or lifelong leadership are not serving the national interest. Rawlings never went down that path. President Kufuor never did. President Mills never did. President Akufo-Addo never did. Our past leaders respected the boundaries set by the Constitution, and so must we all. Ghanaians go to the polls for one reason: to renew or withdraw their consent. That is the essence of leadership accountability. It is how citizens remind those in power that authority is borrowed, not owned, entrusted, not inherited, and always subject to being taken back. We vote so that no single individual or political group becomes bigger than the nation itself. Allow Ghanaians to decide if they want NPP or NDC. That is the basic social contract every leader swears to uphold. It goes on, and he cites the fact about the silence of moral voices in our country, even when Asankomo we koso. But he even makes this point, say, the pattern emerging across the country is too consistent to ignore. What began as rumors keeps becoming reality. The removal of the Chief Justice, the Ablekuma North rerun, the events surrounding the late Ernest Yakomi's seat, tensions in Kpandai over a controversial rerun of the polls, an activated process seeking the removal of the Electoral Commission chair, her deputies, and the special prosecutor. Do you feel, as General Secretary, say indeed there is that external way to completely disintegrate the NPP? Who feel it, sir?
I don't see say issue,
sir.
Debbie. Yeah, open NDC.
Yes.
NDC binya naka de bia moti akonya so. And they say omo transe. No mo ka say ye mema NPP at no position. I don't know what is wrong with that. Omo adwene no. Omo be so mo tran abem. But koma ye say ye di ne say Ghana ye democracy. Ghana ye rule of law. In their attempt to stay in power now, is it at loggerheads with your constitution and I say your rule of law no? But say what aspire say you bet me win at transfer more MPP at opposition. There's a political party we are formed to win elections. Mami, make 1 point.
You will not have any issue if the NDC has that ambition.
There be, and there's nothing wrong with it. At least Nipantia says so. Baby a issue. But before then, o say Ablekumanov.
Yes.
Yen lusu widely sir. Akwete the same thing. But
they were seat and
oh yes.
Yeah, that's the point.
But unless say one share historically by elections. By elections be in the past biano about 90% incumbent nefa. Particularly in the first term, within first second year.
Yes.
Because why? Goodwill is there.
Asaba FM.
And now two, Asaba ebekasi bia minama ban woso. Opa to abama open development. Akwatia campaign NDC for nama omoye. And they say ye ne wa bem. So mo person munya development Monto abama ye candidate no. Emma mo kofa tractors ekosi kwan ho. No mo yi kwan. Ene kamenya bie phone lines no tum. Ne ma akotia for say
omon frɛ.
Ene omon frɛ e kwan ya NDC for ebe ka che omo say ye kwan no. To monto abama ye candidate. Dada mo ko dada omo. Ene akotia for no e kan wasem.
Say are the contractors na free site.
Omo free site ba kokra ni ho. Akwatia constituency odo pa frame na beautiful line me short time no na from bu so say contractors are near koto aba no NDC for ko form bu o so o me ye quarantine to mom candidate and the contractors no way same attitude no be try some the Kpandai then na ye nwa mo Kpandai for say in case say o ma bent say chinchina ye mbo ya semungu ye ntungu say ba so be Kpandai the same as am ko kan o say ne wa bem nanso so o metan say hu say enada am ko dada akotia the same thing am say aba wo o ye no fru a say bi haban a the first year o ti ase and to obey my make promises, obey my can be goodwill naturally. Ghana M Central for Kwama can be civil society can be. I ban be about the first year. Idea koye
space
4 years no be canon or 10 year be canon. It seems on yeshi. Kono be bria koswo NDC first year ya. Se ka Central for sa litmus test am the main PP in 2024 mo the more ma come feel. But then that's will be in. But that is not my issue. Sure. Esa NDC for epeso mucha eto o man no. Ene idea sabi oyo mamba pa bia na se o drink Ghana kankwa eso ma yam hihyo. Hwe obi forget say me general secretary and my MPP or forget cry say me a politician e fa to nchen na asma meka no obi a wutie me bia no dwen ho kwa kire say me Ghana ni first o man ni hia ansa na political parties aba then I make ye kwato aba wie December 7th 2024 ye to aba wie ampa you ama renew over 1 million
Asempa FM.
Osha normal a course or some constituencies. Tema Central, Okaikwe Central, Dobe Kwabenya, Suhum, Nsawam, Obuasi East, Ahafano Southwest, Ahafano North. Say ya to a berry, nani pada seni free, anya blokumano, send the be free, say the party, every presidential, to chinchina, yen chinchim. Opposition insa nyenje akunye finisem nyen certain electoral commission for na ballot papers ballot box pin sheet yenko collation center yenko seno sebe ya yenya proof bia Central for mo crofo koye ablekuma north omo video nipa glaring omo say electoral commission papers osha Kpandai enkofo NDC atade omote pick up echi eko collation center yes shishe ballot papers yes shishe pin sheet yes say normal then some normal we nyina no electoral commission etimi nya akukudro bebi wo ha basabasa so yenko regional center yenko collation no obi afa ni agent bra no begina ho ye collation bebi wo na basabasa ba ene man ko ka ablekuma 3 polling stations ye etimi nye me kapa sa ben ye brand na yura dampare wo ho kan yura dampare enya akukuduro emma se bi police for ekobo electoral commission hu ban a ke country police station wie o de ne de kira sa na court de ben asem no kwesa asem ho ama electoral commission kwata parliament e ka sa ka 3 police station NDC national chairman you were said kwati akwa ka sa electoral commission for kwadwuma mo ye be pamo ye hu de o mo ye no all of a sudden next the electoral commission asesa you call 19 police stations.
Asempa FM.
And no, and then time MPP a chance cast no. Said the more fast or more cababa tab on Chakase 3 police station. Makwata parliament, then Yaja to see 3 police station. A quadru 19 no, young corner. Nasu young call for be empty. And on the choir. Young fan tour. Kpandai case the same thing. And then Sebi, they will catch a chima. The will catch political parties ne say in 2028 ye kotoa ba ye hune wini presidential no say declare presidential ni wie pa electoral commission office be bia wo hwa wulus no koye basabasa wo because 2024 as a president at all. And Obi, I'm very surprised say the Central for civil society organizations ewo ho I saw religious group, religious bodies were ho. Now Obia doesn't see anything wrong. Nipa nkan wasem. If he say a normal because elect this year ban aba. Almost overwhelming majority of parliament. And then Chief Justice ye nefru ho. I kofa Chief Justice if he say obetmeti yasamamaye. And then if he say we have control of legislature, judiciary, executive, some extent the media, even civil society organization Ghana ha. Obientimi nkan wasem. And you think say as a Ghanaian I should not be worried.
Yeah, but say there should be basis for a commentary our running in all the instances our bono baby and there was a court, a court of competent jurisdiction international, a court. In the case of Kpandai, the EC and Parliament are making move based on decisions from the High Court. And a court, and so when you are aggrieved, there are processes you can go to.
NDC attempt to capture the judiciary should be a worrying issue for every Ghanaian. The moment Yewura Mahama ne NDC aban eyi Madam Otokunu efiri ho no, they renew say they had a plan. Because social reasons are yemudi gina so na asem kra petition am for the abeka a che no yenwie petition yen kan wasem wie yes ma me you afiri ho. And o share judgments be a say be obi we lawyer o trans now share judgments be a free political cases eba any rulings are eba now trans now can quench that obi there be unya susi abeka cho society with the judgment is politically biased. One Osha Kpandai case obi court here can say me say they can never be granted what you have not asked for.
Yes.
Say the court no adia em da court na court no enfama NDC parliamentary candidate ye to abawie or Kpandai ohun so lose just like omomodis operandi omoman confo kwa basabasa other constituency collation center the same in the course of Kpandai enti e course wie electoral commission who say ni save no na movie collation no court tamale NDC candidate no anko na mum NDC regional secretary no ye NLA boss no wo ho in any case crown okay CR 127 na e kasi ye collation na it is not mandate to say chinchina say wo aspirant na so agent wo. Yes. But so far as electoral commission e won the prince sheet obet ma declare o political party mo bi ama electoral commission be.
Yeah, but the law also says you have to notify the parties. The parties can elect not to come. But omo case back when they say they were not notified, they didn't know where the coalition was.
So and this regional secretary ko now.
So regional secretary no party to
there.
No. The candidate or his agent.
You tell your coalitions were across Ghana. Baby basabase duru on. National officer no call me as coalition agent.
But the candidate were
no. Baby na candidate no kren ho. Patrick Obama ebu ani ye na woni ho. But now
the agent ho.
The party na agent man. In any case I say notification on what show say nipa no onya aware. Which is not true. And this regional secretary no call or call in what capacity? Oh yeah, no free wa. Or say 41 polling stations. And of free say abandon course no errors will any issue or challenge it. Now so be there 41 polling stations now call out of 152 polling stations. Now Obi, share precedents I what cases are court. Election petition 2012. Assignment na Supreme Court kan just atubiga mo kan. Say aba nipa koto santin o magina o makoto aba no. Say clerical error, say transpositional error be bad. It does not invalidate say aba no makoto o polling station. Next no kan. I'll confirm say elections are won and lost at where? Polling station. Then asesa. And I will call so in any case, your koto aba obedient na ma political parties pin sheet. Gentina ye to abewia yes okay MPP you will print sheet NDC you print sheet
the prima facie proof of
say ya to about meboa
of course so police
and they say our issues our polling station be now so with the agent granted so we agent in who now per se you who about a course so ha what do you do obi do we mu say tefo say what they all say the agent also woni ho okay that granted and they say busa say NDC in the print sheet way or has electoral commission told you say only print sheet no or has MPP told you say you need a print sheet and the can walk crowd person my judgment kwa butia na okay mon konko recollation but to say me the idea 41 na bro what can 41 no o say my cha 152 polling stations in here 41 plus 101 polling stations. So 101 polling stations no. did they complain to you say Yakobi Abem? That's what can be
because omo reliefs no na endorse. One of the reliefs any 41 there no. The other relief and say they were not notified of the coalition. And if to them the coalition was wronger, every declaration flowing from the coalition it should be cancelled. And once the court upheld said they were not notified, the court went further to say so cancel result.
And based on facts and all before the court.
Yes.
Yes. And the court can come to some conclusion. They said they were not notified. It's a court now. And in any case, so I say you notify me. What do? You order for the person to be notified. So I can't. But that not mean say about tono ankoso.
If the person should be notified, no kind results. They
say Obi unless say Obeso play mischief. Because enkoma yedi asema beto wanim wo se ye collation
ya mo
amane meboa enti ye mo amane enti se court no person wo chance no case no di ne kre ne hu ba bi abato no koya electoral commission pin sheet enyirai
ewo ho
MPP pin sheet enyirai NDC candidate ya ma pin sheet enso enyirai enti when to stop you from saying say South 41 police station me da be down court no any side dem koy we coalition and what will be the rationale with the reasoning behind say whilst you was Supreme Court cases say what election petition now catch say elections are won and lost at polling station te nipa no so anopa okoto sante okoto aba no boni be no why because NDC candidates are notified abia the regional secretary court now abia onim so lose into when that so won ko
Asempa FM.
Oh yeah, no free wa. Ruling ne buy. MPP instantly and a file stay of execution. Obi, as a lawyer, you understand implication of stay of execution. Must have file notice of appeal. Notice of appeal in itself does not grant you stay of execution.
Sure.
Until you file stay of execution account.
Yes.
I said be any politics near there. Obia onim say in practice no obi file stay of education it means asem no fofra ben kan wie the kan pepper mo a ye kan asem ni wie ansa na o step bi a eden automatic oye no fenya no kwa ya sa file judicial review in a form of statutory right Supreme Court.
Sure.
Now I'm very disappointed in the behavior of speaker of parliament. Oh yes, because he's someone I really respect a lot. If I be Bianto Nchen and Bam Remus Anoma, Minjin say a Yura Babi na Yinimununa. If you say be Obia o crowd hands that it was captured in your hands that say, O say assembly where then court.
Yes.
And Tien Chen Mukaka. Did they go see ya all of a sudden, clerk of parliament, electoral commission say a vacancy has occurred. But which part of our constitution and the parliament to me say we declare a vacancy no and also be a parliament a court and I'm ruling a court never declare or court na instruct electoral commission say na ekoye and what business na parliament nya e ka chair say a vacancy has occurred abe nipa no nso wo and to me be na parliament court no what no was share parliament say parliament declare vacancy ewo.
No, court like I say easy organizer run.
Yes,
in 30 days.
Into what is the business of parliament? So declare vacancy. About court no instruct to court no cash in jail. Oh yeah, no free wa. Obi, dear esama case we say hu ni say. No man make Kenya na say make us say Obi empathize or sympathize or side with us. Make a way na no say be ya e kina 70 ye nyina e beti ase no bi ehu no ma e koso te kina bibi koso a obeka se ona no no se ne kosi ya.
Yes.
Hwe obi e to aba oji tun se de man na ye adwuma.
That's true.
Enti PNDC Era Rollins appends to PNDC law 284. Mra kese a ehwe declaration of election results and wasem obi say okọ samra no ma e ka sembi a be free say nya twa adwenko so section 18 PND's law 284 was it time for presentation of petition
Yes.
Mamen Poto section 18:1 or say an election petition shall be presented within 21 days after the date of the publication in the Gazette of the result of the election to which it relates, except that petition questioning an election on allegation of corruption practice and specifically alleging a payment of money or other award to have been made by the person whose election is questioned or to have been made on his behalf to his knowledge may be presented within 21 days after the date of the alleged payment.
Yes.
2, they say presentation of an election petition under subsection 1 is not valid unless within the time specified in subsection 1 the petitioner gives a security for cost, an amount of money determined by the High Court. Then 3 was say the time limit provided by this section for the presentation of an election petition shall not be extended. Obi okani nyina was say election petition say be akoto aba obu anjoso ye candidate obu anjoso a political party obu anjoso na say electoral commission e ka aba ni wie ya no wo so ntia ase o de kokot emane say esa wo twen ema electoral commission o de ba papers mo ye friend gazette
no
wo gazette ansana
na wa start ya
wo ho asan wa o de aka na wo kwa wo 21 days
yes.
ansana waka
21 days after the publication.
After the publication. Now 21 days go kwa esa we check be for security for cost.
Sure.
Emma court the amount accord be determined. And now for say kase untimi extend sa time no 21 days no. You can't. On say number bu wa ultimate file leave
to serve
out of time. But when a case untimi sa options no. Kpandai case no letter commission omo gazette Kpandai election results no it was 24th December 2024 24th December 2024 obi minim say on dispute when omo be so kan check for so abet na mo.
Oh no, the Supreme Court affirmed 24th
December and to kwa e wo ho 24th December Kpandai e wo so a car resource will be a nyaya. And the Kaushema, a memono, NDC candidate no, not so file on or before 14th January to meet our threshold now. PNDC law 284 Kanwasem. But in this instance, of filing on 25th January 2025, after 31 days.
Because some argument they say the petitioners in the Kpandai case no took to court a gazette I think the 7th or the 6th of January, which gazette the Supreme Court had held say na enye papa fake, and the Supreme Court rather affirmed 24th there no and also quite another issue Enrana Akwetia MPA raised say where did they get that gazette of 6th because based on sa gazette 6th no and my NDC candidate no withdrawn the earlier petition.
You see, and no crowd make the case no worse. Me boy. Or the only card try on 23rd.
Yes.
Me I say I come out on my file.
Sure.
I know who said 23rd no young gazette here. I know withdraw.
Yes.
Me boy.
Yes.
I know my gazette 24th. And to the case no say ka 24th no I my gazette NDC kojina court. E can say oh and this 6th January. Name 24th now. Can should have worked within 14 days. But one yet. And then in any case, and not Rebecca was my mom.
Yes, I
was some can't make excuse or court and say, now my dream yem say a 6th January. Now my dream yem say a 14th January. Now my dream say 20th. And I'm so my dream yem say 5th February. We are speaking about the law. I'm not some and I can was him. Can yes, I will be able to my door. And the question is say, Empo asema high court judge net chance will William or like his jurisdiction. If you say
that's the grounds for the certiorari application.
And tell no say no, it according to Supreme Court. Now we want to wait and hear what the Supreme Court will say. With respect to Saturday, very glaring. Will be any say them run say 21 days to file. No one file 21 days, no one file 31 days.
Yes.
And then the Supreme Court kafa home. Share obi. Normal kosunyan mama NDC for adwin nyom say oh you overwhelming majority of parliament, your executive power, you have control over the judiciary. And to bet my idea, PBR, said the now case obi read there, because all person more turning
Samuel Okupo,
all person more turning party, no Ghana into a one party state. Sure, and then the first time, political party be winning elections, so, Obi, PNDC appearance, Yera Wallace at transfer for how many years? 19 years. They do or transfer 11 years, no 92. Yokotoaba. And ultimate transfer 8 years a can. Ghana, baby or man na kwa bedruno. See, it will be suicidal on any person. So bedruno, a person it seems say you be say Ghana a one party state because it will never happen and it can't happen. Every say, sir.
Yeah, but why would you say that? Because say unim your parliamentary democracy. That's a party be enya not just a majority, omonya a super majority, now an absolute majority, and they may say omotimi aje Kpandai just for the purpose of argument way. Now the yet say the high courts will be making decisions on Suhum there, on Ahafuano, southeast or southwest there, and some other constituencies. Say, Ekobase,
what they want to say is 276 now. What they want to say almost 276.
Then almost, I mean, they can virtually do everything.
That entrenched provisional constitution. Over Sanaka says, no, sir, 4 years, no, you trim.
Oh no, send the entrance.
And it's a one party state now. How are you going to rule in a one party state? Then I be constitution I be sending 2020 then elections ana. Obi 92 ni seat by call parliament o. Then this what seat ni nyina wo ho. Apart from Mama how are Yakubu mu ana omo kan wa omo ho. Eno kra ne to aba ma MPP e be gina to me.
Asempa.
Etima obi adwen ne say DS no. Eya dia emom sa gravitas nse o ese ye de ye nya o man ye nya bibia pese ye pebia no ye betima trans ehwe. I know say there's an agenda for President Mahama to go for a third term. Sadly, yes.
You know, and also you've heard.
No, I know. No, sir.
And no, why in the catch trail?
You see, me better still do.
Yes.
I can say same way. I think somewhere June, July, ho baby. No man he di mechine. I can say, oh, can this be possible? General Secretary say na okay. Now constitution is very clear. So we call 8 years. We try ultimate could we call 2 terms. I ultimate could be.
Yes.
I'm a catch or say me say uncommon akoso. And then obeti oh asofufu ni bia sorry. O ma peni adwuma o ye kura de kese ultimate to so call 3 term. Obenya oh afufu bia sorry. Oh ese ke man ekobi. And then both say central ni bia sorry. And you think say is by accident. How be? A grand scheme said yen test waters and yen share near my uncle. And I can tell you said one of the main reasons that NDC for ye Chief Justice everyone wake home. So I must say book your friend Japan, meboa. Yes, so mo document boa o ma trust winning election 2024 and beyond. We are my copy. A tier for permit major mom to boas in a kind. A playbook no more person mu ye nyina na ekoso. It is said ya mama tokunu no ya say obutum. But se kan no obi fofo bi o bi ano adwene se be nefro.
Baba granted say the will can cry and no cry. You've made a point say the provision in the constitution on the executive no a entrenched provision. into whether or super majority in parliament or who super majority entering provisions are amended through referendum into anonye idea will be a bit me who bibia say or more the other option will be to go to the Supreme Court under Article 2:1 for the Supreme Court to interpret what 2 terms under the constitution means. So I was say consecutive and I say I was say oko break but now sign ebebio say omo follow our path now. What have they done wrong? That will be using the same constitutional procedure.
And remember, be a one the Quintia, ye mam to Kunufru.
How so?
Supreme Court, yes, the judges will do a becount. Monsieur to Kuma will be make catcher, and no patronage to tour. And check the party be Supreme Court for interpretation
on
side provision now. A car about
2 terms,
no. Whether 2 terms mean 2 consecutive terms or just 2 terms. Eh? Oh yeah, no more side share other options said that constitutional amendment on beso mo ye. Professor H. down no. Sa no mani mienu nyina mo we or more options ahwe. No mo nya bre parliament e pe majority e pe say inya sa no mani nyina no e ba honey and trend. It's very difficult because we need to test majority of parliament because there should be a referendum on it.
Sure.
So the easy way out is just for interpretation. Because interpretation will be in the Supreme Court interpreted. He said, Abemra. And we know it. But you see, another issue. Ghana for Ozana. Our free said, was for 4 volume to from. Sure. NDC. You should be careful. Enkanka say, oh, you're a young person now when this is semi. It be a young person in your age. You go here, dear. Say, Yanko Pon my young quan, you better as watch it. And I'm more be a penny for be too. Remember, Timmy, your then cassette me party no abem. You train people for where power lies. You church and people for consider you know from genuinely or more really sad seat no. You better say the patapasem. You be use judiciary, you know. You be use parliament. You be electoral commission. Say one you see a be pamo fro. Amasa no more in yakono. At least, can say. A penny for be drive do more man so mobutu to say komo enfa. Kabila mo be this one more kwame koma ma ban penny obi abako. The biameka say power is what transient. But see, ye bedo o man is show man now. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. Mama with Timmy now de enka say ebia no me koso no. Oh yeah, say edi 4 years, edi 8 years, edi 10 years, edi 19 years, whatever years are one day the politics or the power will shift.
More intel be say after Kpandai, some other constituencies are on the line.
And intel a fact say oma plan ya to say ye pese ye weaken MPP. Ye pese ye gigi seats are a marginal seats if from some. Ye be you should judiciary no. Ye be trans the APC be and a budget a market on the wall say or Kpandai case or me try ye be camera. MPP party ye be camera and we know say the law is on our side. Say the mrapa ne koye adwuma. By your corner high court no case there be a state of education no ma boa to court of appeal so notice of appeal no omo fa ho Supreme Court say to right no enyina so be enu so be it.
And no you are ready for the election.
No they say obakasa so ya catch say na je emra no say ye wo what can you do what kwotwe ma ba kwa kontokwa obeye den enti na beka so my lord we are grateful ya damase don't person mo dey o man no duru no say netie but you see your judges are more kruma and I miss Rome. Sure, it does not matter who put you there, whether MPP or whether NDC, the court now, who integrity. Said there, my predecessors, Mona, more chance, bed now, or low no more chance, educate, cliche more chance, or more dear as some, and student of law equal chance kind or more judgment make chance who say assume more chance that abamo do more make chance or more years Supreme Court and then amount for count judgment and now na mo kwani agino. This is their time. Say be more time and chance o munyana for sir. Imagine say soldier mind now judge ruling. Then so they stood on their grounds and said there be aban beba na mum Ghana ye fa hodie ya sumdue ye kan kwanya ade a ese paramount eno na sabi wo ye judge ni bia na to a ese o chance na adwene ho enya ahunahuna aban ne be ka kiro enya transfer de be hunahuna say be transfer enya promotion ye ka se de memaw entine so odwene ne sabi obi enticement bi obeso de man na so di akiri ko sabi o man no eba abo yin atiri so man ne bo a obi ebo yin atiri so na do wo ye no etine bi no sabi 2 minutes dane na wo catch obi say e say de onso eba aban mu a eno onso fa ne chief justice mbra onso fa ne justice mbra say be ya ohia bibi obeka bia ma no na wo to na sa normal we free say ayaman yosem enti enye hwe NDC aban na wo so a obi then you have a serious problem.
When Intimibusa an earlier question said based on Muinton after Kpandai, which other constituencies na line so? Oh,
you know so mo hwe Suhum. You know say for no Southwest.
Suhum. For no Southwest. And no Ashanti region.
Yeah, that power. Yeah, Mankraw so.
Okay.
Oh, any sisa o ma target so chinchina ye so beji sasis no.
Edoso. What was Suhum ni for no Southwest?
What that Edoso baako emienu is the principle and rationale behind it.
And the two no are in court now, right? Suhum di no.
Our court. For no Southwest so.
And also
our court. But Obi NDC Odi don person mu ye bia.
Mama mo kwan so.
Oh, say to me no dia. Only crown. Ghana for to aba. Who executive power, who over majority legislature. Who na say so wasa nya judicial asaka ho. Na sebi sa de no on fan dwuro man ne kan ko ho. Me pa kasa parliament. Seka me o man pedi mahama. Ana me krasa to me obi ade ba ko edu o man nya pa district assemblies. Era kufa the tribe went me anyenwi
electing MMDCs no.
Your problem o Ghana ha sebi obi beye MMDC ofi say aban na de naba. Enti sebi adwuma yeso wo ye no won hwe no onye. Ti ye start se ye to aba MMDC wo ha bo development be koso member. Na ye nhwe se sa sebi achade a ye nya eni Ghana for ma share munyam sei ye fa nya de be mpuntu ama dachi bi no Ghana for so eni kasa o omanpani ma ha ma penso eni ye to aba MMDC na wo ye parliamentarian pressure da so de bia nkofo se MP nyam kwan MPC school MP ehun wo ha na de bia wo ko prime minister se ko boka ansa na what me renew seat na won dwene ho se sebi ye to aba MMDC se be ya pressure da so nkofo be yo ma dwene fi no otima hyemra na do fi se be isu tumi no e de run opponent yusu.
Yeah, I'm also say one other way of doing it, and it's let more resources go down there for the MMDCs to work, and or more common fund. How omusiye niyomano it is kind of more because 1/4 now there's 6 million Ghana cedis na cost some of the district assemblies.
It's na yeah participatory democracy.
Yes,
sabi the best form of democracy between that mobi and they say we no choose nipa eso di no so. Opa for we asisi nyina kwa assembly ho. Se nkofo ne nya accountable to the people. Sabi ska be ko nyina unya fa so ope.
Asempa FM.
They say your chance near Juno man who are like opportunity in this abanya. And they carry your for pencil, fee maternal care, national health insurance, school feeding, you carry a kufado, free education, one constituent, one ambulance. At one man penny mama with a free advice. At least what will be a greatest legacy a commit major to a more man for the council. Now you feel say behind this aba, they say it to me a dear pay. I ain't not there be boy minor. Denya say dem be kind. You better about 2028. You better about 2032. You better about 2036. Near one of these elections, power need to me a crown. It be free sir. Now Ghana for it should be a you better my DNA show. It be 2 MPP. It be 2 MPP.
But if they are able to effect plan a wakase or more a third term agenda Edema Mahama. Na JM cyber ballot ni subio in 2028 that will be a tall order for mo meboa.
There be now what shows says how agenda now open. Ghana for betiase. Or what shows so bedru or empo party now wo mukran what shows so munya bependo ye. You may wish so best normal, but we never know tomorrow. Obi, a man for a day or more trans and Chester Sebi, or man or man mortgage NDC phone. Or in Chester or man or more doors sing on for ya kite bunting. Nipa ma akunyano. First year see a show. Now new year buy almost so inflation a coffum. Yesu dollar a coffum. Ye share se na mo amo bonko mo boba basu so my idea. And na mo amo ko bab catches inflation no so form. Mo so dollar no form. Yesu so o man scanim. Contractors complain still. Said yin chair ka ye ho kire. And na cement bu okosoro. And na fractor no ma ye to enduane ye no ma bu okosoro. And na omo akuafo esu. Say no more boka. I do free say no marry cost electricity. Era akufu ada pension. First year ya ntu kan ye tesumpo. And then 1 year in fact munya 1 year 11 months ya 4 times. Ufri say Ghana for no to echi na wo hwe no me cost no. Nurses for the teacher for am catch am say ye ba sa back clause ye be yi ni nyina afiri ho. Every year be e be for ankrofo. To the extent of more year adwuma class see kwan intimi ntwe omka office o mother office a more year adwuma o maka twa omka se yentum na mpanifo ni bi akohia o mkotena ho a o nkasa yesi atum 5% am members yempe o ye ne mpanifo yakoka yaka no atum o ka se sa no ma no next year Ghana for be din sa and NDC may at least omonim issues no me do manim 2026 ah kade sit up no say metra se patapasem ye betra se be ditumi afrim nsem ye koji akonya ye den mesi 92 ne ni sit ba hokra parliament na so MPP angu enti ye be court ne de ye ko ma cheche matro ye ko ye wie na court ne kase ya tuma se magu a Kpandai ye be ko
mo be contest enya de anek be decide say mu pull out
Kpandai ye be ko we nature electoral commission ye ne nya akohia ya wonya bia no saka 3 polling stations na obeda no anu aka 19 we di akokot ana court ne say abana moto ye no
yensan kotu
FM
say nyina so nim say nyina so ewo mu MPP e ko Kpandai elections we be dey be say ye bia ye win a fine ye lose a fine. That's not the end of MPP. And then no never go MPP.
Na say wakọ Kpandai ho aba, is it a seat am obetima retain
elections say you win here.
Yeah, mu win.
At least Kpandai for moto a omokoto aba. Say benya say bia won MPP na ewu. Say benya say bia abanyantu wie ye. Ni amato aba wie. No mato aba mama tunyindam. A bia no so odi nkunum. Ahofo nyina no so odi nkunum. Empandisi for mo krom nyina nim say odi nkunum. Huh? Ne to aba Kpandai for the first time he win presidential, say win parliamentary ho. Na ba catch omo say NDC candidate or two or so ne bonjo so. One dey say collation no, oni so olusu nto so wonko. Na ban na wo so. Oni say na ban wo so dey o de takashi. Ene e be chinchim nsa. Ni akoto aba no, ye koto a ye wa bam incumbency advantage. Ye the fertilizers be bremo, ye be kutate ba be simu kwan so ye mo kwan amamo montoma ye be ka chem say ye ne ya ban wo so mo pempuntu a montoma ye be hwe 189 MPs wo mugo o monta parliament o ko kwa di wo kra opposition for no am so bi ko parliament the vote na ko at 189 ko mo hu so hwe o masa ko pe ba kwasa be ka ho na ka se Kpandai for no o mo romani every form ko soro o mo no me ko so o mate ensem e ko so parliament wo enel kwa obi am 189 majority ye fredi pa kra se mo mbra ye kan kwa yenya ese ye minority kra se mo nipa ka ho. Say attitude NDC for the Kpandai. You be campaign or say do na Supreme Court see a choma, you be Kpandai no.
Akoye campaign.
You be akoye campaign.
Na mo win seat.
You be akoye adwuma. You be ye adwuma.
But when him say muntimi stand against the full force of the state o. Say NDC for your madwin say omo the mining na Kpandai, you may not so.
Oh, omo fanko. Say you about transfer omo lusuda. Meboa. Abata akonya so am
asen north na mo akọ ba mo le so
yi ti abata so nti ho no e be to be a blessing in disguise say e be ko te duro na court ni so mbebu atoagu emra na e wo ho ye mamra na nya adwuma ye gina court den sema ye ka o court a ya chechim ya famra ya kamra wasem na yeso ya tuogu obi je na beka.
My final question, do you believe, like some people in your party, believe say this whole issue is with constituency elections across board, because of early concession of my flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in 2024? O just assembly.
You see, obi obeka sa assembly amene ne nyadwe.
Pacho, yeah, Mike.
Obi obeka sa assembly ne nyadwe.
Adentia.
Mama mfa enhye se Dr. Bawumia ene transe a ono kwa aka se wonko.
Say oko concede.
Yes. No kwa na transe wakan. Party no transe. Penifo a omo matter stakeholders omo matter no mo to.
The decision for the early concession.
Decision whether it was right or it was wrong. And not Dr. Bawumia nkwa adwene. And the party ni na stakeholders omo wo nyina and they take this decision. Let's be fair. It does not matter say open asem on pen asem. But asema enyo no nkwa de we mo bin kanto no so. Strong room was that the situational room me kase me bodin a penifo bo wonya ye transe election ye to about Saturday by 8 p.m. they won the results na ko if I nipa de bi kwa no musu so say kanadwena Saturday na nadwena no ko wonji ntum
only clear
nem ka say there bi
you were in that meeting.
I was in that meeting am ka say there bi mo ntwen because your constituency bi wa ye nyanwi if anything kwa yenko next day kanesa kwa kama that day na kanadwena no ka ojitum so but nyina echi the rationale behind it say there is not tension ewo on memoir now we akoto aba na ohun say bi one din kunim obobo aburaka say okay and the memo man mu emo de tension be tuma koso amanfo akoma betu amo hwe TV omo ama bibi ha omo dwuro man e basabasi obesi Ghana ho boni ba besi Ghana ho. It was in good spirit. And at that meeting, no, omo kind of about me ajutum say omaninti, omana swingwenti. But obusa me say in 2028, looking at what happened, said them call for so omo SS normal, SS normal wo hono. I also ask you the same question, say, what is the guarantee say kade check omo nye dom koye no? What should because I didn't go for plan say omedi bone.
Baba, in the considerations and sana moba to the decision on early concession, mo consider the potential of what can happen at coalition centers in constituencies.
Oh, of course.
Mo consider.
Of course.
Because who consider earlier, it's me my opponent, not that we say omunko coalition centers.
Obi, it was a discussion now. Yes, almost you show all factors. Okay. All factors,
and you still thought say early concession was good.
Factors or causing and that's circumstances. So we can take a decision, maybe right or maybe wrong.
Yeah.
But you can't single out one person and say or no, and or quotas or assist or continue on no quite journey and no casa asem. And I said, will be cow so general secretary to be an casa or casa near. No, come near to obia small cabiano, as a funny damin. In Mobia, as
that meeting or strong room,
strong room, cemetery, as if for near damin, will be a small can be a minimum. The Mobia found question say on the castle, Wakoja to say, it was a decision. And Koya is to take collective responsibility, say, decision and what.
Given another opportunity, would you advise an early concession?
Say, do 2028, I do a better.
Based on.
No, man, say, do a better. They do 2028 elections beyond in dynamics.
Yes.
They do a better because at least I'm happy say you can't or my bakosema you can't manage soon. People will mention say at this point NPP take it this time. Fall backs in the end we can have that discussion later on. And be no say be what the penidation will be some no decision you no take care favor. But it will not be fair say we be yashing pa back for.
But you agree, sir, with the benefit of hindsight, no, the decision for early concession was a bad decision.
And to so did to say no more course and try internal casasem. The basabasa na course na NDC for she ballot papers or more say no man. There will be also considered say normal because so and try.
Oh, not everybody knows. That's not secret.
And to him now so can.
Nothing you can want them.
Them to cast out the more and the Kpandai and yet she ballot boxes, I'm papers no. the only able come off and yet and no kwase court to social muscle and there's some person can ha and now the question back for obi pa
Justin Kodua Frimpong my NDC and you see someone agree on more internal elections timelines, right?
Yes.
After 31st, next one year.
No. Mint transi and Casamanda. But me sure say before say you be 31st no. National Council on neck at the guidelines beba.
For the subsequent elections.
Peter say Kaya Chan by next year August year. Thank you. Party officers position
including national executive
na ka e bia parliamentary.
Okay. And a parliamentary so no mo be ye ni nyina a year to election. Oh sir. Okay, that's fine. Right. My say it's a pleasure talking to you. In the BBN you be sign so ababedin komobio. Why? Yeah, that's all the best. General Secretary of the Opposition NPP Justin Kodua Frimpong Esquire and Yeten Kano. Yentie we emra ye ba many kojak farmer ebedin komo na afenana ya chempem jantoa ene sampine at Nase. I'm in a discussion segment at Tuamo, so stay with us.
Ghana yetizikazo enso ekom die ofa $1 mini Muhammadu Bawumia $1 1 cedi $1 1 cedi what I say enti Ghana fo nyina obi anto maye makofa economic wizard economic wizkid ai ne dindi Muhammadu Bawumia obetimi ache dollar na hye dan mu kese obetimi aye bibia yina na kinkinkwa boys kasana dede kwa opeke mia abuziafo se lawyer Frimpong Kodua utimu se bogus ayembre okrumu se MPP bogus na bedru town unima na se bronya ne ba MPP bogus na bedru town omo bedru Ghana especially Accra no omo bedru na wo hwe de wa enema si kona omo ehun se economy ne mo ye de but ye lawyer Frimpong Kodua ansem oto oka se ne awon boy edin enuana edi ya cement bo de akwa we ditro I wish I can tell a be intercept this video and I know say very soon and I say whatever happens Kevin Taylor back elite agent them inti MPP for na trono mudi to mu funuma and now we decide say omo kan no credit omo abrabo mu ade na MPP for yes sir aden pa na MPP for omo yes sir menti ase I don't really understand lawyer Frimpong Kodua nka also dey sebi eburu sebi nyado enka wonyi nipa me one of them young MPP people and I'm a myself by Frimpong Kodua because of say no kind of quality but all of a sudden now Bawumia be vice president no who dey kan lawyer and I say Bawumia ene kufa do mo second term mo by 2020 no who dey kan lawyer ene bibia say all of a sudden lawyer aluku damp deaf on kan okre bio on kasa bio and in fact I don't understand aden dia na ekoso what is going on, what is really going on. It's sad. And I feel not one na wusu. Onzo onyasu obesu. Frimpong Kodua lawyer. Onyasu obesu. Otwo nyina ne twa shit because we see no. Amo party nema nkoyi. We see no. Amo party no. Things are not going well. Things are not going well as they plan. Because they thought of it as in 2024 elections. No munya ya they are going to discipline Ghanaians very well. That was their plan. So I'm sure to detrust MPP NDC for the book we were on now. Book near say Oma capture in how NDC will win 2024 and beyond. Now Obika so be winning aba and so be obeko election wa winning election, that particular election and any other election be a babiana. Is it about Nipano say wa bopo bi so person ye bibi? I don't understand. Just think Kodua, Papa, no offer. Uncle, no kind of minti ase. I don't really get it. Obigas will be winning election 2024 and beyond that. It means Obe strategize it and he will make sure he will do everything within his powers. Legal to what? To win the remaining elections. And I say any other elections, no more stay in power. Why no unya power umpe? More people for nan kamumenya and kamono. And I bet power mu. And as I bet na Ghana so for so many years. That was what was that is and I say that is what was documented in the Japadia book documents. That is what it was documented. What was documented? What was documented in the a Japadia documents. And that's a Japadia book. But the name code you try no home because unkophobia shasi eka mahama tetem omo dan yonto mahama tuaso mahama tetem enti no oso nti ase. Meanwhile, Mahama no muso okaso ntuaso no aba mondizo abeka se masa menye lawlessness ti se obi aminim no na makotene ba bi akoje nkofo adwenkyere abesi sambra no na makotetem menye sa because eyewura Jerry John Rawlings kwa no department ni bae no oruli ya sabi kufo yi netiko in 2001 no na say in 2000 no onya abutere ojama akufo koe enti no yewura tamusa so ndwe hini oyi kufo ati kufo nya abutere ojama ne koe eji adena onu dia duru so obey different and I say ebe different case no onu so sabi oye nipa oye human being enti say wabesum bia after all Ghana no obetina ko nwan so for so and I say obetina ko nwan so permanently kwa na ye di owo ba befa enti no mo nanim bre sa ade no enti mo ya agenda or ko tete mo ko se ni na no aye dia own agenda mo aseti no John Mahama no he will never contest for any other election again because I see we ni dia enti Kodua nti sa asemu ya na ade na ate wonu na wo kase agenda Kodua ate osisi yi no big be catch say woni ba omi aye baako no pese party mu wuli for ever ebe yode mi wa nye wo na kai wa ba monti so abeka se unya nka hwe nti wasan die wi ade na oda so ka ho asem bio. This is some useless accusations on John Dramani Mahama. Leave the man, let him focus and reset this country for us, because that was exact promise they gave to Ghanaians. Leave the man, let him reset this country. And to Kodua Frimpong, also baseless accusation now to one ma okeka na John Mahama so kotete na nkofo bi intenichi ene geja anko ene kufu anko ene atamusa anko hwan kufu ado anko ni na no what fallacies jana okeka ni nya mu party na ji eguti sesabi ban a ayi obi di sakra bom na ni na vurudu awaya kotofa tana mu party na ji egu. You people have to concentrate on fixing your party other than putting your mouth on useless things. Any kind of moka wansem krom obi ani se John Mahama owie ni temon to aso jade na we ya be topic kroma we all know it. Munya semenka senka omani nkoyi anka you have a topic other than this, but because of say ni makoyi ntino you have no other option to discuss useless things. It is na kwai Kpandai, here we come. Ye ba Kpandai, ye ba be sitting bio. NDC for be seat no MPP for be sun kotomuja be sun pomunsun obi amfo opa sun opa chetium NDC for be seat no na esi tumi ye de ma na wanhu yusu a efiri hunsa he ebe se kangaroo no ebe se ntokwa no obedwen ho a wonte ase da enso na sa na etie kira wadwen yakopon hira makra bye bye.